Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today I'm gonna show you all the troops inside the PBE of Rise to War 2.0. In the PBE there's only 36 different units between the tier 4 and tier 3, so there's a lot less than in the original game where we have 60 troop different. I don't know if in the final product we're gonna have all the troop back, but for now the troop I'm gonna show you are the only troop in the game. But first and talk about troop, I want to ask you to listen me for 30 seconds about the affiliation code devs given to me. The devs create this site called netgames.com when you can actually buy everything you can buy in the game but at less price because you didn't pass through the app store, so the devs gonna have less tax, you're gonna pay less, and also with the affiliation code you're gonna give me a little bit of commission. So if you wanna support my channel and also you wanna spend less for have more, this is the way. Use the affiliation link, I'm gonna leave that down below in the comment and also in the description of the video. Now let's talk about the troop. This is the spreadsheet I make about all the troops in the Rise to War 2.0 PBE. Like I said, in this version of the game there's only 36 units different between tier 4 and tier 3 available for the player. You're gonna be able to recruit good and evil troop together, so you have no problem about what faction you are. For recruiting unit of the other faction you just have to build on the field the barracks of the unit you want. For the neutral unit you have no limitation, you can recruit everything you capture like in the normal game. So if we look about the difference between troop, the first things new is the physique of the troop. So you can have small troop, medium troop or big troop, and what's the difference between that is just the small troop gonna have bonus damage versus big, the big troop gonna have bonus damage versus medium, and the medium troop gonna have bonus damage versus small. It's a classic system of counter. That means if you build an army of small troop, you're gonna have a big advantage when you fight big, but you're gonna have a big disadvantage when you fight medium. Another thing that's really important is about the supply. So the supply is the new command system. You don't gonna have an amount of troop for every command you have because the command doesn't exist anymore. So you have a max capability of supply for every command. At maximum level is 2k of supply, and a small unit, for example, gonna count 1 for every 1 soldier you bring to the field. Then there's also some troop with a different amount of supply value for each army. For example, the Bone Knight have 2 of supply for each army you bring to the field. There's also unit with 25, 20, 50 and even 100. The Mumakil have 100, so 1 Mumakil is 100 of supply, and that is pretty similar to the amount of troop for command you have in the old version of the game. The type of attack is always melee and ranged, so that doesn't change. There's not a lot of units ranged right now, and the difference between that is just the melee unit gonna prioritize the attack on the other melee unit, the ranged gonna attack everything they want. Of course, like in the past, you're gonna have the race of your troop and the tier. Now it's the time to talk about the statistic, and the first one is the damage. If we check in-game description, we see the damage determines the ability to inflict all types of damage. It's exactly the attack in the old version in the game, so the basic value of damage the troop have is really important because it's the base value and that's gonna be multiplied for all the other factor in the game. So if you have an higher damage, you're gonna have a lot of damage dealt in the battle. What I noticed for sure is some value of damage is changed between the old version and this one, maybe because also a lot of factors inside the formula of damage are changed and also the skill. For example, the damage of the alchemist is really higher and superior than what it is in the old version, but at the same time the final damage dealt of the alchemist is inferior. It's hard to say what is the best troop right now in terms of damage, because it's not anymore only damage determining the damage dealt, there's also the attack factor to consider, so there's a lot more than in the past version of the game. Then we talk about the attack, and the attack is a damage boost for the physical damage. That means if you have a berserker with 15-19 of damage, you're gonna also to consider the attack 41. You're gonna have always to compare attack and defense of the target, because the multiplier is not about how much attack you have and how much defense the defender have. It's just a multiplier determined between the difference of these two values. So for example, if you have 40 of attack and 30 of defense, you're gonna have an X percentage of damage boost, and the same percentage you're gonna have if you have 50 and 40. If you have 60 and 50, it's always the same percentage. So it's all about the difference between attack and defense, and not about the value of attack and defense you have. At this point we talk about defense because we already talked about that. Like I said, is what you have for reduce the physical damage. What I notice instantly is the defense overall is less in terms of number, but is not less in terms of effectiveness, because we determine the amount of reduction of the defense right now. It's better in the equation of the game, so the defense it's even more important than in the past. So don't be scared if you see, for example, a guardian with 55 only of defense. 55 of defense is very strong right now, because you have always to compare this with the attack of the enemy. So 55 means a lot of unit gonna do less than the normal damage versus you. It's very strong. Then a super easy statistic, the HP have the same importance of the past. Maybe some value are changed, but in general the HP function is always the same. When you finish the HP of one unit, this unit die or several wounded, and you don't have anymore this unit in the battle. Then we have the speed, and right now what I test about the speed is not relevant in terms of when your unit gonna attack in the battle, because only the speed of the commander right now is taken consideration for determining when you attack. So the speed of the troop right now is just for the movement speed inside the battlefield. So you don't care anymore to have troop really speed in terms of when you gonna attack in the battle. I don't know if that works as intended right now or it's just a bug, but in the PB it's like that right now. And for last you have the siege, and the siege is exactly the same of the past. It's the value of damage you deal to the structure when you siege something like a fort or a fortress of a structure. The skill of the troop are exactly the same in terms of name, and exactly the same or almost the same in terms of effect. Only the value change. For example, the Fires of Orthancs, you remember, is normal attack inflicts additional 300% burning damage. Now it's 20% burning damage. That is not a real nerf. You see a different number, but you need always to understand how this multiplier work inside the formula right now. So for example, on the armor breaker now you have -4 point of defense. In the past was 20 point of defense, and maybe you can think, oh, it's a lot less, but it's not, because 4 point of defense right now is a lot more than 20 in the past. You need to go inside the new formula and inside the new game for determining how good is a skill and how good is a value right now. You don't have to consider, oh, 4 is less than 20 so it's worst. No, it's not like that. It's like change currency on money talking. So if you have $1 and €1, it's not the same value of money. It's not 1 equal to 1. It's another system, you have to think in another way. So 4 point of defense now can be better than 20 point in the past, and for this reason you need to understand the formula first, then talk about the skill and the statistic in general of the troop. I'm gonna make for sure video about the new formula, so stay with me in the future also for a full breakdown about that. Last thing in this spreadsheet is about cost and time to recruit. So what I have seen is the cost is almost the same, so they didn't change the amount of resource, but they change a lot the time for recruit. Only 29 seconds for recruit 100 supply of alchemist, and only 14 seconds for recruit 100 supply of bone knight. So what is clear right now is recruiting high supply troop requests less time to recruit, because you're gonna have 100 of supply in only 14 seconds, so you're gonna have to choose. You have a lot of resource, okay, I can recruit the big and the medium unit. No, I have less resource, but I have a lot of time, okay, I can recruit the small unit. It's all about that. That's gonna be your decision making. I have more time or more resource. I think that's all from this troop review. I'm gonna bring for sure a tier list about the troop in the future, after the video of how the damage gonna be calculated in the new version of the game, and some video about the mathematics around the game. What I want to repeat to you right now is just, it's a different game, it's not the same, you don't have to consider the number, thinking about what the number is in the past version of the game is completely another game, so you have to think about this number in this moment of time in this version of the game for consider a value of a troop. If you want the link of this spreadsheet, you can find that in my Discord, you're gonna have the link in the description of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, just smash like on that and also subscribe to my channel for future content. Let me know what you think in the comment down below about all the new change, and in particular in this video about the troop. Thank you for following me and see you in the next. Woo!